So I've had my grow house for about 2 months now. I thought I'd give you a little tour of what's happening inside here in winter. See, let's have a look here. First, I want to show you what I did over there. It got so hot in autumn that it went like about 35 degrees to 40 degrees inside here. So I opened it up a bit and let me see if I can open it. Anyways, it opens. There we go. So I want to eventually hook up an Arduino automated servo-driven thing that will open it depending on the temperature. Now in winter I can just keep it closed and then it's fine. It works fine. And it also seems to help with when the winds are gusting, that the grass doesn't actually take off and fly off into the nothingness. I have put down some wood shavings on the ground, and I built these little beds and planted some tomatoes. So they were planted in April in the vegetable garden in those little punnets, and my idea was I should have planted them earlier. I should have had a grow house earlier. Anyways, the idea was to have cherry tomatoes over winter, but I don't think I'm going to get there. They'll probably be ready in spring. Anyways, but so I planted them into the soil, and I'm training them up. So you can see there they're going up. Actually, yeah, look, there's already little blossoms that are going to start forming. I think they're called trusses. Yeah. So maybe I will still get in August. Maybe I'll get some tomatoes in August. These are determinate tomatoes, so they will just grow up and then they stop at a certain height. It's not like your indeterminate, I think that's what you call it, variety. I have a lot, so I thought I'll stick these ones into these bags, and then in spring I'll plant them out in the garden. Maybe I'll give some away as well. I've put these in pots. This is another experiment just to see what will happen with these. Now, as my experiment with these poor things, I thought, okay, well, what will happen if I pinch out the growth tip of this one? And I don't think that was a good idea. It has got some little shoots coming there, but there's its friend which doesn't have its growth tip pinched out, and it just looks better. This one just looks quite sad now. Then I also put in Ashley cucumbers. They are these little cucumbers which have got quite a leathery skin, and if you leave them long enough, then the to get really big, then the seeds are hard. So but I can't find any in the shops. I can't find like an English cucumber or Telegraph cucumber. They do have them on Seeds for Africa, but they didn't have stock. So I've got these ones. I don't think they're getting enough light. That's what I think. When I put the grow house here, then I had thought that the Saltus sinensis tree out here, which is a stinkwood, it's a Chinese stinkwood, I thought it would have dropped its leaves by now, but it's hanging on to them for dear life. So at some stage it will drop all its leaves, and it will get more sun, but it will only get afternoon sun. So here you can see here's some more. So I don't think it's getting enough sun in here. I think my garden overall is we've got a number of trees, so it's a bit shady, unless I'm going to stick it right in the middle of the grass, much to my children's disappointment. They will not be happy with that. Okay, so over here are some beetroot multi-sown. Same thing as with the onions. So you're not going to get massive beetroot. I don't want massive beetroot. These will be about tennis ball size, golf ball, tennis ball size. I sowed them just the other day. I think I actually put it, I usually write it on here. Beetroot, yeah, the 22nd of June I sowed them. So they've started coming up. There's 3 in there. I think I put three or 4 in each one. And here's another tray. And you can plant them quite close to each other. So as soon as I have a bed available, then I'll stick them into the soil. And then over here is kale, which I sowed on the same day. I'm going to thin them out because you can't really multi-sow them, but I'm just waiting to see which ones are going to be the strongest, and then I'll thin them out. I've never grown kale. I've never eaten kale, but thought let's give it a go, see how that is. And then yesterday in these 2 trays I planted some coriander. I love coriander. There's some more cucumbers. This one is leaving us. He's not going to make it. For some reason, I actually think I did his roots in when I put that in. I think that's what the problem was. Now you'll see, this is here. It looks a bit plank. Excuse the pun. But it's to keep the grow house down. We get winds here, like we call it the Windy City here in Port Elizabeth. So we get crazy winds. Like I said, when was it? I think it was over the weekend. The whole weekend. It was like 80. There were some gustings of 80 kilometers an hour. So I have tied. There you can see I've tied it on there, and on the other side as well. I've tied it to the poles of the vegetable garden, and then I put this here just to weigh it down. I also have these old kettles filled with water to weigh it down, so that especially this side, because the wind seems to come from this side. And I lost a couple of things in the grow house. Oh yeah, I forgot it is. Look at that, more cabbage. They will go in as soon as there's space. I thought I'll just put them in here, and I can move it around. That's why it's in this little basket. And I put them here because for the winter sun. Then I open the door of the grow house, and then I let the winter sun come in. And yeah, so that's what we do. Try and get some more sunlight in, direct sunlight, because obviously, you know, your cucumbers and your tomatoes love that. I think when next year I will move the what's those things called, gooseberries. I thought they would be fine there and not block out the sun, but yeah, in the vegetable garden it's fine. But now for the grow house, maybe I'll move the grow house, who knows. I have to find a space for it. But in the summer it's going to be great for seeds, for planting seeds, because then I will, you know, they will be it will be in the shade, but it will be protected, and I'll have a place for them. Yeah, so for germinating seeds. But that is it, eh? Here's my grow house, my vegetable garden. In winter things are still growing very slowly, but they're getting there. And I actually am surprised about these tomatoes. They're actually doing much better than I thought they would, considering that they're not getting as much sun as what they should be getting. But they still are growing. And actually you can see the difference. The ones that are put into the ground compared to the ones that are in the grow bags. I mean, that's a huge difference. So just that space. But that's fine. I'll leave them, let them slow down their growth until it's time to plant outdoors. So the latest addition to my grow house is now reinforcement at the top. After yesterday's gale force winds, I almost lost everything. See that I had planted it full of new seeds, and some of them had sprouted, and that landed up on the ground, and I lost a couple of seedlings. And these poor tomatoes, I managed to save them, but they were outside the grow house even. So yeah, this is not exactly the ideal grow house for the city of Port Elizabeth, the Windy City. Also it ripped off the little tags, so I've just gone right through the plastic now with them, over there and on the other side. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get clear corrugated roof sheeting, and then I'm going to clad it with that, and I'll show you how, if that works. I'm hoping. And then it will also possibly let in more light, because this thing is relatively shady with its green. Yeah, I'm not very happy with that. Maybe in summer I would be happy with it. I'll have to have a look-see. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little tour of my grow house, and yeah, if you feel like this really deserves your like and subscribe, would you please hit the necessary buttons and share with your friends if you think this was valuable information.